Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have the highly requested singles challenge guide. So it's going to be 11 wins, 4 losses. Every extra life you buy after those 4 losses is only going to cost you 1 gem, which I think is absolutely amazing. It's also going to be a win for first or second. Even though it is a singleton challenge, it is actually a duo challenge. There is going to be 4 different maps, which I will get into a little bit later. And of course, if you do finish third, fourth or fifth, it's going to count as a loss. But before you get into it, of course, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're using code TOM in the shop if you're picking anything up. Make sure you're liking the video. Let's get into the best brawlers and tips for all the maps in this challenge. Okay, so getting into the first map then. So it's going to be on Rockwall Brawl. Obviously, there is an uneven amount of maps to kind of wins. So the first map, Rockwall Brawl, is going to require 3 wins to essentially get onto the next map. Now, the picks here. So I've just gone with 4 different comps for every single map, because I don't feel like it's too complicated. I feel like there's obviously some good brawlers in the meta, and I feel like in particular Ruffs is one of those brawlers that you are going to want to be playing in pretty much every single comp on these maps. Let me tell you why. Okay, look, everyone's going to be playing Jean, Stu, like Meg, Surge. These are a ton of great brawlers, and Ruffs has these sandbags. It's going to counter all of them. Not only that, but you also have that star power, that healing star power. I will put all the best star powers and gadgets in the description as well, but you have that healing star power on Ruffs, and it's going to be amazing because when you combine it with something like Jean, you're both healing each other. But even if you're not, because the way the Duo Showdown works, it's a really passive game mode. So the thing is, you can just sit back and essentially you're going to be getting HP, or your opponent, no, your duo partner. Obviously, if you're playing Ruffs, your partner is going to be getting that HP. If your partner's playing it, you are going to be getting that extra HP. It's 30 a second, can really stack up. And also you have these upgrades as well, which are absolutely amazing. So Ruffs, in my opinion, is probably one of the best picks in Duo Showdown, especially on those shorter range maps like this Rockwall Brawl, because as I said, a lot of people are going to be playing like the Stews, the Jeans, the Surges, the Megs, and Ruff's just going to counter all of them. And with that star power and the gadget, he is going to be absolutely amazing. Also with the supers as well to upgrade your team, he's just going to be an absolute must. I don't have him in, I don't have him in that Jean Surge comp. So yeah, these are the other comps, by the way. We have Jean Ruffs, then we have Sprout and Ruffs. We also have Jean and Surge. Then we have Lola and Ruffs. I think, all these comps are going to be pretty good. But in my opinion, Ruffs is going to be so strong. And I think, if you wanted to counter it, you could go with the Sprout. The thing with Sprout, it's a little bit risky because you could go against aggro. But yeah, these comps are going to be amazing. And in my opinion, Ruffs is going to be so good on this map. Okay, so the next map is going to be on Skull Creek. Now, you'll notice that I haven't actually changed the comps at all for this map because it's very similar to Rockwall Brawl. Has a really closed off mid, has a ton of cubes in mid. The outside is a little more kind of, I guess, long range, but because most of the fighting is going to be going on the inside, it's pretty much the same map as Rockwall Brawl. I mean, it's completely different, but in terms of important things like how close range it is, how many walls there is, it's pretty much the same. So here I am, as I'm showing you, I'm going with the Ruffs and the Sprout. You could go with the Jean or any of the comps I've suggested here, but I do really like the Sprout, especially because it is Duo Showdown. If you do come up against something aggro, like I was saying, you may struggle a little bit, but at least you will always have that Ruffs or Jean, whatever you do decide to go with, to kind of protect you the whole time. And also those walls can be really effective. And of course, once you get that upgrade, once you get that Ruffs upgrade, you're going to be getting a ton of damage with every shot you hit. And I think, I do really like Sprout on this map because the walls, just the bounces, you can get really good bounce on this map. And yeah, with that upgrade, with the extra HP you're going to be getting from Ruffs, absolutely going to be really good for you. So I do recommend going Sprout. You can go on the first one, the first map as well. It's not going to be bad. As I said, it's just a little more riskier. Also, we have the same Jean comp. Jean is going to be so good on those short range maps because most people are not going to be running Ruffs or anything like that. So with a Jean, essentially you would just you're just going to be able to pull like whichever brawler, and because there's loads of walls, it means you could just push them. Obviously they're not going to be able to shoot through the wall, and you're just going to be able to pull them through that wall, and you can pretty much pull anyone because of course it's Duo Showdown, right? So you can use your teammate, your partner to help you take whoever you pull out. And Jean just generally really good in Duo Showdown, also because of that star power, allowing your opponent or your teammate, sorry, to just heal up the whole time. So yeah. Also Sprout, to be honest, does actually counter Ruffs quite a bit, because obviously you can take out those sandbags pretty easily. And Sprout just going to pretty much counter a lot of the brawlers people are generally playing. Of course, be careful when going into mid, because on the first 2 maps, there's a ton of boxes in mid, and on some of the other maps as well. And just make sure you always have a way out of mid, because it's really easy to get pinched in. And yeah, just be careful if you go into mid. Make sure you can get out, because it is very easy to die and get pinched in mid. Okay, so map number 3 then is going to be on Safety Center. I forgot to mention the last map was 3 wins again. Safety Center is also going to be 3 wins, so the final map will actually be 2 wins. But essentially, I have, again, very similar comps, apart from I have changed out the Sprout for a Bell and have actually removed Surge for a Meg. I think it's a little bit more long range this map, so you can bring some of those more long range brawlers. But again, you're just going to be able to get insane value with Ruffs, because you can just stay by your partner the whole game. Eventually, going to end the game with like 10k HP, which honestly means you can take on pretty much any team. So I'm going to be showing off the Ruffs Gene comp here, but honestly, you could be going Meg, you could be going Bell on this map, because it is a little bit more open, or even Lola if you do have Lola. I'd imagine most of you probably have Ruffs, so yeah, definitely should be using Ruffs on pretty much every single map. I just think it just fits like the Duo Showdown so well, because of you literally don't need to do anything to essentially get an advantage. You can just sit there. Also, though, as I already mentioned, Ruffs does counter a lot of these brawlers that people are going to be playing, as long as you do use those sandbags correctly. But yeah, nice pull from me there. As I said, you know, the last time I mentioned a few tips about not going into mid, or at least if you're going to mid, make sure that you have a way out, because it is so easy to get pinched in mid. All these maps have like a ton of boxes in mid, so just make sure you can get out, and you're going to be okay. Just be very careful. You're not going to get pinched in. I always like to push around one side, and that way you'll kind of, say if you just push, if you spawn bottom right and you push up, you're going to be pushing into another team, and they're going to be the ones getting pinched in. So it's always good to be kind of on the offensive and pushing another team into somebody else, so they're getting pinched instead of you. And that is generally how I'd recommend playing Duo Showdown, is to be the one being aggressive if you need to. But as I said, if you play G, you get that pull, you can just, you know, sit in a bush, wait for a good opportunity to pull, because, you know, there's eventually going to be a good time. And if you're just playing with Ruffs, you're going to be able to pick up that kill pretty much every single time. It is very easy. And yeah, I feel like Gene pretty much usable in every single map in this challenge. But that's going to be it for this map. Let's get into the final one. Okay then, so the final map is going to be on Dark Passage. This one's only going to be 2 wins, so it's the only map which actually is going to be 2 wins instead of 3 wins. Again, I've gone with the same comps we had for the previous map, because again, it's very long range. Something to note on this map, there's 2 spawns on the bottom, 3 on the top. If you get one of these spawns on the bottom, it's a much better spawn, because essentially you have 2 teams on the same side of the map, same size of the map as there is 3 teams on the top. So it's much better to spawn on the bottom. Particularly the bottom left spawn is extremely good. There's a ton of boxes, but also bottom right, very good as well. Of course, it is going to be top 2 do like pick up the win. So that's definitely something to bear in mind, that say if there's a very strong team and there's say 3 teams left, you probably want to go for that weaker team and ensure you kill them, pinch them in, and get them down, so you do secure the win. But yeah, here I've gone Meg. As I said, you could have gone, you know, Bell again, you could have gone Gene again. As I said, this is a bit more open, so I wanted to test out Meg here. Meg's very good, because you can get that super pretty easily. Again, just pairing it with the Ruffs, I feel like is just so strong, because even if you're not having a good game, you're still gonna be able to kind of level yourselves up with those upgrades and also with the HP. So I definitely like this here. Again, there's boxes in mid, so just be careful, make sure you can get out, and be careful of getting pinched, and you are going to be okay. But genuinely, I do like this map. Just make sure that you're pinching your enemies in, as we are doing here, and make sure you are not the ones getting pinched in, because that could definitely be pretty annoying if you do end up getting pinched by your teams. But just make sure you're aware of your positioning, so you can pinch your enemies in. Okay guys, well that is going to wrap it up for the video. Again, if you have any questions, let me know down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.